Hello, my name is Kentrice Wright. I'm here to present to you Discontinued Internship Experience. My internship was held at Baptist Memorial Hospital in Collierville. Our day-to-day routines consisted of us basically every morning going into each room in the ER and checking to make sure everyone was fully staffed. Some fully stocked. Some supplies may be stocked more than others. Basically, making sure everything is stocked, such as pillowcases, blood sample tubes, IV kits, urine sample kits, towels, and gloves. Um, there's also this system that they use called Epic. It has a flow chart where it's connected to flat screens like spread out throughout the ER, and it basically shows you which patient comes in first, basically which patient comes in first. Also, it tells you which nurse is assigned to each patient. There's color codes to determine which status that patient is in. As far as psych, are they waiting for the test results to come back? Are they waiting for a certain period of time to retake vitals to see has this person blood pressure come down, or have they come out of tachycardia or bradycardia? Um, Also, we're using the Epic system. There's ways that you can submit orders as far as x-rays or breathing treatments. You can also transfer patients from one hospital to another, or you can transfer them one floor to another, of course. Um, with the test, usually the test, depending on if their lab result, if they have to send their test to the lab, or if they just have to do like a 30-minute glucose test to wait to see if the patient is well enough to leave. The most tests varies, so it just depends on how fast or slow a patient's leaves. But the ER is a constant flow. There's always something to do because you always it's with it being more than one patient there at one time, there's always something to do, and there's always going to be a patient with waiting test results, or even just trying to make sure that they are fully checked out so you can get another patient in. The summary of impact. Well, the first case was heard of course, on the news maybe mid-February. Um, when the nurses first found out about the virus, they didn't feel as strongly about it as they do now, of course, because everybody wasn't affected tremendously by it. Everyone felt like that the virus was so similar to influenza, but really it was a step up because of the different symptoms that were displayed after everyone started getting the coronavirus. The timeline was, of course, from mid-February, maybe the first week. It was basically the case manager telling everyone to always be safe and precautious. If they get someone that has been around someone that's been out of town, or their patient has been out of town, they have to go into the isolation room just in case. Um, the COVID-19 response plan. The COVID-19 response plan was implemented in ways because of the daily updates. Because they the case manager got her daily updates from the CDC, because they sent out like maybe 2 or 3 pages worth of information given to her that she has to give to each department in the hospital. Of course, with the updates from CDC and how the virus spread it rapidly, they had a great response plan, because of course, as they got the daily updates from the CDC, they were always prepared just in case they got that one person that actually had the virus, because there was actually a lot of patients that came in that had been around somebody who's traveled out the country, or they've actually traveled out the country. So it was just more of basically making sure that that patient was isolated to prevent any more spreading. Um, Intro to Public Health. It was shown by the doctors and nurses that, in fact, even as volunteers at Baptist, that health promotion was always implemented, whether it was from the person's school, their community, their work site, or even just being at the hospital. They always implemented those things to show that they are a great hospital and they're progressing into better. And I always want to have a positive effect on someone and promoting health and being positive and staying positive to keep everyone from panicking. Epidemiology was shown in different ways to increase health promotion, such as knowing like the questionnaires for anyone that's come in either through ambulance, which they have to answer like pre-screening over the phone before they can accept that patient through ambulance, or basically anyone coming through the door from just anything that they've had a complaint about. They always making sure you have a mask if you feel like you have flu-like symptoms or coronavirus symptoms or anything that's contagious. They always made sure that they kept you prepped and kept you isolated and kept you basically from infecting anyone else and further like worsening your own health. Project management was shown, of course, by the case manager on how she implemented the COVID-19 response plans, is how she also listened to the CDC and spread everything that was given to her, the information that was given to her, it was also given to everyone else in a timely fashion. And basically, that she was just a great person who knew that this needed to be handled right then and there, and it was great how she implemented it and how she continuously did daily updates. Counseling. Of course, more nurses showed than doctors because the doctors only came to cure, and the nurses basically got everything together, such as the test, prepping you, getting the IV prep so you can be able to, if you needed to take if you needed to have like any x-rays or anything done, you would need to have the IV, of course. Also, they basically talk to the patients and making sure even if that person had flu or had strep throat, they came to the patient and gave them positive and calm information on their results and ways that they can keep calm and how to better their health, and so they won't give it to anyone else. Needs assessment and evaluation. Of course, nurses shown how they basically assess the patient physically, and they give questionnaires are such as, all right, do they have a safe place to stay, or basically, are they a harm to themselves or anyone else? Have they thought about committing suicide or anything? Basically, like giving those questions to any patient, whether they show whether they were a suicide watch patient or whether they were just someone that came in with pneumonia. They still have to answer those questions and thoroughly assess a patient to make sure they didn't have any physical bruising or anything. And I feel like those nurses did a great job with displaying the assessment and evaluation of a patient's appearance and health status.